it's working. There are things that are working really well, things that maybe aren't working so well. But you're always coming up with new ideas of things you could do. You always have new products you want to launch or new markets you could go after. And you're always looking at new combinations, new things you can do. How do you go about making decisions about what to do, what not to do? Well, we have a whole module in Quick Growth that helps you do this. It's called the Create New Offerings module. So I won't show you everything, but there are some of the key highlights that are useful for any business to go through. One is to really be clear on your strengths that you want to leverage to grow your business. So in this particular example, which is a catering company, their dark kitchen is working really well, their chef is working really well, their catering meals is working really well. So we have our value chain that we defined earlier on, defining our current business, and we go through and we systematically think, what else could we do? What are the new opportunities we have? Maybe we could do family dinners that we deliver to people's homes, or we could sell just cakes that are ready made because our chef is so good. Maybe we can have specialty meals for events, or maybe we could go after new markets, like church events or community events. So when you have a whole bunch of these idea fragments of things you could do, you don't want to evaluate each individual idea fragment. You want to evaluate combinations of these idea fragments, and we call those business concepts. So for example, one business concept could be a family dinner, or another business concept could be a cakes to go for birthday parties or whatever. And you can come up with a lot of different combinations. And the way you combine things is by basically going through and saying, what if we set a monthly subscription of family dinners, leveraging our dark kitchen and our chef, and we'll do home delivery and we'll sell it to busy families. So this is a combination of idea fragments that helps you come up with a business concept that you can then evaluate. But then what do? You have a lot of these concepts that you're toying with, and you're like, oh, I could do this, could do that. What do? Well, intuitively, as a small business, you do have some sense of things that are a little bit more achievable, and maybe a little bit more impact. You can do a little matrix right now. We're asking you just to sort of preliminary pick the top one or two or three that you think are most relevant. But what's really critical is what you do with this concept, how you pressure test this concept. And in Quick Growth, we have 3 tools that can help you. And you don't need Quick Growth to do these things. You can do them on your own, but Quick Growth makes it easier. So one thing is the brochure. You really want to make sure you put a brochure together around your idea before you invest 1 cent in actually building this business, or in hiring somebody to help you, or in buying the technology, or in putting together anything. You want to build a brochure because the brochure will force you to really create the value proposition in a language that your customer will want to buy, and more importantly, that your customer or potential customer can give you feedback on, saying this is good, this isn't good, this is useful, this isn't useful. So we have a brochure maker that you can use in Quick Growth, that once you fill everything out, you can export it to PowerPoint, and you can see your completed brochure in one place and share it with friends. Another thing you want to do is pressure test the concept with answering the following question: what has to be true in order for this to succeed? So if I am a catering company, and I want to sort of expand or pivot into offering a subscription service of family meals during the week, well, I need to make sure there are enough families out there in the vicinity who would buy this, that I can actually find them and enroll them in some sort of subscription, and that we'd be able to deliver those meals. So you want to sort of list all the things that could go wrong. You want to say, what am I least confident that is true? And you want to think of experiments that you can do to reduce that uncertainty. So maybe I can do a survey, or maybe I can talk to 15 people. So you want to make sure that you, in a very structured way, you identify the uncertainties and think of experiments you can do to reduce the uncertainties. And the last thing we typically do is we try and simulate the financials of a business concept. You do have some sort of sense of how much you would need to invest to launch this, what your fixed costs could be, what your variable costs could be, and some sort of sense of what the price could be and how many units you need to sell. And one cool thing about Quick Growth is it says, okay, what price are you thinking? Well, I'm thinking about $13 a meal. And automatically down here it says, well, you're going to have 274 of these meals sold in a month in order to break even, and to cover your costs. So okay, well, maybe maybe I can maybe get 50 families to buy 4 times a month. And so there you go, 200 meals. Like, well, that's not a business. I may have to actually sell them at $15 a meal if I want this to actually be a business. Not quite yet, because the 238 is my break even. So I said, well, what if I get 75 families, or if I get 100 families? Okay, if I get 100 families signing up for 4 meals a month, then there is a business there. 25K a month, 30 grand a year. So you want to sort of play around with pricing and volume to get a sense of what should I be charging, and what can I do. And the last thing you'll want to do is sort of your punch list around making these ideas a reality. So there's an action plan we build to be able to say, look, focus on doing these things, these experiments. These are the actions that are going to help you actually improve your business, and you can keep track of what you're working on. So that's a very small glimpse of how we help you, if you have a small business with a lot of ideas, come up with better things to do to grow your business, better new options, new products, new services, but more importantly, sort of pressure testing the ideas you have to see if there's really a business there, and defining what exact actions you could do to make this business succeed. So give QuickGrowth a try. It's only $50 a month. Go to quickgrowth.app, and we're looking forward to helping you grow your business.